Hey everybody, welcome back to Mining Standard. This is Merfolk. So we've had some decent success with Merfolk on the stream so far. I call it a stream. This isn't a stream. On the videos that I've recorded. So let's see how it goes here. Right. Opponent has a tapped Dragon Skull Summit. And we have a pretty decent start hand here. Well, it would have been a lot better if that was in play. Actually, it would have been pretty absurd if that was in play, right? But it's still good. Metallic Mimic going to be all over the place in all these tribal decks in Standard. Very strong card. Alright, don't know what our opponent's up to exactly. See if this thing survives. He gets a berated. Ooh, Heart of Kieran. Well, probably not ideal for us. Alright, we need to find some lands here. Good news is our opponent not going to be able to do too much about what we're doing because of this Kapala here. Everything he does costs 2 more to our creatures. Activated abilities not triggered, so not Glorybringer, but activated abilities and spells. So, ooh, look at that. Okay, great. Obviously, a land would have been good too, but this is pretty nice. All right, so we'll name Merfolk. This one comes in as a 3/2. This can't block, so our opponent's going to animate his Heart of Kieran and try to block, and we're going to unsummon it, and then we're going to have a lot of damage on our turn, and then maybe just a real ton if we hit the land for this. So, all right, we'll unsummon the Heart of Kieran. Unsummon, don't you know, a very powerful magic card. All right, so we bash our opponent for 5 there. And there's the Heart of Kieran back. So, I mean, it is a problem. If we hit land, things look pretty good for us. And look, we did. All right, we'll name Merfolk. Play Herald of Secret Streams. Card's pretty good. I don't think you want all 4 of them because it costs 4 mana or whatever. But as you can see, it ended the game because it makes all of our guys unblockable. That's pretty great. Oh, we're going to have another unsummon and then our Gearhulk mana. Okay, so we don't have any specific ways to deal with artifacts here, besides maybe negating them. Spell piercing them, does that work? They're not creatures, right? I mean, it's not a creature. Maybe spell pierce is good. Unsummon's pretty good. Blossoming Defense maybe less good if we have to worry about Heart of Kieran, if it's some sort of, post rotation Mardu Vehicles-esque thing. We can cut one of these. In that game, we were it's weird. In that game, obviously, it went very well for us, but things played out kind of oddly. I don't actually know what our opponent's doing. But with Scrounger and Heart of Kieran, he's pretty obviously being aggressive. So Spell Pierce gives us the best chance to catch a Heart of Kieran. Is this good? I kind of feel like this is good simply because it blocks Heart of Kieran. And, I mean, to be honest, we don't have a ton of ways to deal with that card. Not a lot of removal in blue and green. I mean, I guess I could have some sort of, artifact destruction in the sideboard, but, I mean, we don't. So, Torn on Kapala. He's playing black-red. He's got to have removal, so it's probably good. Is the Nissa good? The Shapers of Nature might be the cut. This one gets cut. Although putting counters on our stuff is a way to deal with some of that. If the game goes along, which it could. I'm going to cut a Rishkar, I think. 3 is already sometimes pushing it because of the legendary anyway. So, wow, this hand, though. This is a keeper. 1, 2, 3. I like it. Our opponent rolled to 6. That said, our opponent could... Our hand looks great, but our opponent could be doing equally powerful things, so... I'm getting sold on this card. It's just always a 2/2. I really like these green cards. Man, I wish they were blue so you could test them out. I would love to play Branchwalker in Modern. Man, I would love to play Branchwalker in Modern. One of the things I will be testing out back in Mining Modern, not Mining Standard, is trying out a blue-green version. So I guess let me know in the comments if you think I should run a collected company version, which is most people assume, but kind of has not necessarily seemed that great to some of us who have tried it. Or if I just, instead of collected companies, don't play collected company, don't play Master of Waves, cut a land as you don't have any 4-drops, and play things like the Branch Walkers. So you just have really good 2-drops. You nearly have, not quite Silver Girl Adepts, but, you know, sort of 8 Silver Girl Adepts. It might be a thing. All right, so we'll go ahead and make this into a 2/2, play the River Sneak, and attack. Opponent cannot block. So if he wants to race, this hand races pretty well with Rishkar and Vineshaper Mystic. Got a Deadlands. That's fine. That's not going to matter for a while. Captain Lannery Storm. What does that mean? Haste. When it attacks... Oh, wow. He just gets a token? Jeez. Oh, man. That card is... Jeez. So it can be a 3/3... Well, it can be a 3/2 haster if you want it to be. Oh, my God. That card is awesome. All right. Well. Well, then. So I can play Rishkar. It doesn't do anything. I think that I want to play this. And I want to put the counter on the sneak and on itself. The sneak because it's going to be doing the attacking. I think given how terrifying this card is, I actually want to try to block it with our speaker, and just let River Sneak do the beatdown here. Because I feel like our hand is good, and our opponent's hand's probably also good, but we need to take this off the board because it makes a lot of mana very quickly. Oh, geez. Alright, well then. I used it for Earthshaker Kenra. Okay. This can't block. That's fine, I guess. Well, I want to try to kill this thing. Are we going to get an opportunity to kill Chandra? Ooh, okay, well, that could be good. I think I should actually name Construct here, because we can cast all of our Merfolk already, whereas this means we wouldn't have to take a damage if we draw Gear Hulk. Okay, so I would really like to kill Chandra here, but then also not be dead. Man, these treasures make it really easy to bring Earthshaker Kenra back too. Okay, what are my options? My opponent, he's not even tapped out because he's given mana. I could play Rishkar and then have access to another 3 mana to play the Mystic, but then I can't kill this. In order to kill this, I need to put counters on both of these and attack. But I can also put 1 counter on this so that it can block here. Okay. So I think that means that's all I can do for the turn, though. But that's probably okay. And I think it's best to do it on Rishkar so we have extra mana next turn if we need it. So this is already... I think we put it on the sneak and itself, because this is already a good power toughness for us. My opponent just said in chat, that's not a Merfolk. It's true. It's true. It's not. I had to cheat a little bit. Okay, well, if we... It depends what our opponent's last card is, but okay, we get to take Chandra out there. So this can block the Earthshaker Kenra. We can take 3 from the Scrounger. I mean, yeah, our opponent has a bunch of mana and multiple deserts to go in with the Deadlands here. That might be what he's doing. The good news is, you know, our hand is good as well, so we're definitely playing defense now that we drew Harvester. And that's fine. He uses his turn to do this. Oh gosh, okay. I could take 5. Go to 5. Then have the mana to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And have the Harvester in play. I think this thing's more valuable as a mana right now than this is a block. Going to 5 is pretty risky, but it might be really bad. Okay. Alright, we'll play this. Oops. Need to get green mana here one way or another. Alright, so the good news for us is this this Deadlands actually doesn't get very far. Okay, so I think I might just put them both back on Rishkar. Oh, I can't do that. I can only put on Merfolk. Sorry, just kidding. I might just put him on the Sneak and try to kill him in 3 turns. Sure. On each. Okay, so it doesn't even work like that. Alright, so we may as well make this one a 2/4 as well. 1 remaining. Okay, I think I've done this. There we go. Okay, so now we have multiple ways to block this thing now. The Sneak, I mean, it is a 5/5 for purposes of this turn at least. This thing does kill him pretty fast. Alright, got a Harvester in here. Okay, so it depends what our opponent draws here, but it needs to be a pretty good draw, because even if he Deadlands, which he can do, he has enough mana to Deadlands, say, this dead or something smaller, etc. But we have good blocks this turn. And he could post-combat Deadlands our Aether's for Harvester to make it a 1/3. That's not the end of the world. And he just doesn't have it, and we get there. Alright, so let's look back at that game. Were we going to have it no matter what? I don't know. Maybe. Even if he had something good there where we've won. This Spellpiercer is actually getting better as he, threw away lands and treasures. Yeah, we're going to draw... Kapala would have been double Kapala. Kind of rough, but... Yeah, this is an interesting game. River Sneak has proven to be pretty powerful. It just really puts the pressure on opponents. They have to either have an answer for it in a removal spell, and that's fine. Then you just keep playing your game. But it can really, he can't just sit here and try to, serve in and get us lower. And then obviously vehicles are vehicles and very good. So I don't know. It's a good match. Some sort of Ramunap red variant, I suppose. Don't know exactly what you'd call it. It seemed pretty similar to Ramunap red. So I don't know. Good match. Good game. Thanks for watching.